Hello! Wow! It's Tuesday morning, and it is May 7th, 2019, and folks at home see me on Channel 15?
Yes, they can, actually.
Oh my God. So they're looking at me at the new radio station.
Well, Studio 120 is where they're looking at you at, Bob.
Studio 120, which is at where? Voc Tech, right?
Westfield Technical Academy, Bob.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, excuse me. Praying or this early this in the morning. Yes. It used to be Voc Tech, but now it is Westfield Technical Academy, and it deserves that name because it's fantastic. So I drove out here. I came in the front door, and I am sitting in front of this blue screen. Now, the blue screen, what does that do here, Peter? I look like I'm all alone. JP is not here. JPEG, Luca, Trusty, Dusty, Lusty, Musty, and well-modulated sidekick is on the road somewhere. So
yes,
consequently, we are, it's just Peter and I. And Peter is behind the board, and it's in another room, which is right over there, everybody.
I'm over in the control room is where I'm at.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, where? Yeah. And I'm looking at the camera there. I see. Oh, you've got three cameras all staring at me.
Yes,
two,
Bob,
three.
this is the attention that you deserve.
Holy mother. Yeah. Now, so you could put this blue screen, could it become a forest or a any kind of thing behind me? Is that what it
I can put you over you, Bob. Look.
No, you're going to put me over me?
Yes.
Okay, try.
It's double Bob. Seeing the thing that says program?
I could talk to myself here.
I can put WSKB.
That's great. I love that.
Or the Westfield 350 logo.
350, yeah.
Or a color.
Right.
Ooh, look at that.
So for those of you listening on the radio, you could tune into Channel 15, or you could see it later on, what is that, westfieldtv.org?
No, you could see it live on westfieldtv.org, and you can see it later on the YouTube channel for WSKB Community Radio.
So you YouTube WSKB TV? Is
WSKB Community Radio.
And then
just like that.
Gotcha. So now I don't feel so all alone. I've got this screen behind me. Yeah. At any rate. Hey, it's May 7th, 2019 and counting, and we're going to have a good program today. Denny Akins is coming in for Jay at 6:30.
Master of the Universe.
Master of the Universe is coming in. And you'll notice there, if you're watching on television, there is a coffee cup over to my right here, and that coffee cup is the dreaded coffee cup that's now appearing in all movies. And did you see that thing about Game of Thrones?
I heard about it, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Who was the continuity person that missed that?" Or not only that, but that something appears in the same scene twice or doesn't appear in the same scene twice.
Yeah, sure. Somebody's holding a cup of coffee, and then they they turn the camera, and he doesn't have a cup of coffee, and then they turn it.
I think it was done on purpose to see if people would catch it. Honestly. And then HBO, they apologized for it, made a big thing about it, but then they were like, "Did everybody caught it?" and made it more of a thing.
Oh, it's great. It's almost as if Ed Sheeran was sitting there because you're going through the Ed Sheeran was a guest once on the Game of Thrones, and he played a soldier
bard or something.
Yeah, he played a soldier or something, and it was really kind of like jarring because all of a sudden you're walking through a forest or something, and then you come across Ed Sheeran, and you expect him to play music or something. It just didn't work. Well, this coffee cup that's sitting over there for Dennis is.
Did you know? Speaking of stuff like that, I was watching the Queen. Queen did a little thing with they're doing a thing with Adam Lambert right now. They're on tour with Adam Lambert.
Oh yes, right.
So they did the documentary on how that works and how their partnership started and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So did you know that Adam Lambert was in Bohemian Rhapsody?
He was?
Yes. I didn't know this. This blew my mind. Like the U.S.?
Yes, sure.
And the trucker walks into the bathroom and Freddie's giving him the long eye and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's Adam Lambert.
No, you're kidding me.
No way. They showed it because they were there and they showed the scene, right? From a different camera view, the one that wasn't in the movie. And the scene ends and the trucker goes in the bathroom and then the trucker walks out and walks up to the camera and it's Adam Lambert.
How do you like that?
So that was like passing of the torch and you know, myself and my girlfriend Megan were watching the movie and we saw him. We was like, that's a cool scene and all this stuff. And then we saw the documentary and she was in the bedroom doing something. So I paused it. I'm like, you got to come see this. I'm like, you won't believe that Adam Lambert was that. He did the cameo.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I always used to make a game during the 1950s and 60s of trying to find Albert Hitchcock in his own movies. Albert Hitchcock.
Because he always did a cameo, right?
That's exactly right. And in Psycho, she stops at a light and people cross the street, and there he is toddling along or whatever. And it's great fun to find Alfred Hitchcock in those movies. I think he's in almost all of the movies that he did, all the famous ones here in America, at least.
Do you know who else did? He was in he did a cameo in every single Marvel movie until he passed away.
Is that right? Did he have a speaking part or was he an extra?
Sometimes it was a speaking part, but it was always featured because they always showed him as a close-up as part of the scene.
Sort of his signature.
Yeah, so sometimes it was a speaking role. Usually it was.
Yeah.
And you know that classic Stan Lee voice, and then sometimes just show him
No, I don't know.
head.
No, I'm very much unmarveled.
Because Stan Lee was the narrator for the original Spider-Man.
He was the creator.
Series.
He was the creator of all this.
He was,
stuff.
yes, but he was also the narrator for the original Spider-Man series. So his voice would be on every Spider-Man cartoon episode. So, and he had a great voice as well. So. Yeah, so I mean, it was very cool.
Wild. Well, I as a former extra in movies, that was the work what I was doing when I was trying to be. Somebody said I was trying to be an actor. I was actually an actor who was out of work.
Yep.
And you take this. You get like $100 a day or something. I think it was $99, and then after the first 8 hours, you would get paid time and a half, and then when you get to 5 or 6 hours, 4 hours after that, or maybe it's 11 hours, you would get double time, and then when you hit 12 hours, you would get paid for 2 days at once or something. It was a lot of. I made a lot of money on Working Girl. Did you see that movie?
No, but I know of it.
And the same thing with Age of Innocence with Daniel Day-Lewis and Winona Ryder. We were paid for everything, and you're also paid if you're wearing a costume or if you bring in your car. And I know that Felix Otero here in town has a car, and he has a policeman's uniform, and he is in lots of movies in Boston, filmed in Boston or in
he's
that
done
area.
a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah,
doesn't
he have his card now?
I'm sure you get. Well, you have to, in order to be in a film in Hollywood or Hollywood, quote unquote Hollywood. You have to have not a Screen Actors Guild. Yeah, it's Screen Actors
SAG
Guild.
card, yeah.
Your SAG card, and you get your SAG card if you have an equity card. And radio artists, that's for television shows, and now SAG and AFTRA have joined, so it's SAG-AFTRA, so you only have to pay one fee. Rather, when I was in the business in New York City, I was in 3 unions and I had to pay 3 union fees, so it's a little less expensive for actors down there now, and they certainly have much more to do now that there is a different movie being produced on internet channels and all of those kinds of things now. But it was kind of great fun. You just sort of sit around as extras all day long, and you're called in, and once you've been in a scene, unless you're like when I was in the movie Big with Tom Hanks, I was a worker in the place that he worked, the toy factory, and so consequently I was in a couple of scenes or whatever. But if you were on a street scene, you would probably not be seen again unless it was a small town or whatever. And the casting directors had they're the glossies of all of us placed in the categories. So, for instance, in the Woody Allen.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was, in fact, on one.
You had that look, Bob, is what you're saying?
No, I'm not. No. Maybe I had the suit. I don't. I don't know. They would, they'd come in and they'd tell you what to dress, unless it was a period piece or they wanted you in something different.
You didn't get wardrobed. You wardrobed yourself.
Yes, exactly. But many of the films, like for instance, when I did New York Stories with Woody Allen, I came in as a
you got to tell
Richard.
Michael Buster McMahon all these stories because he's a Woody Allen. He's super Woody Allen fan.
Oh, is he?
Yes, he is.
Even with all the scandal and everything.
Yes, he considers him the best director of all time.
Wow. I really like his films. Unfortunately, I really feel badly, or I don't know, that scandal whole thing sort of shot me on Woody Allen.
Everybody's human, Bob.
I getcha. Oh,
see, that's why
aren't we all?
That's why I divorce the humanity from the artist.
Okay,
I could do that. So the product
give me an example other than
Kevin
Woody.
Spacey.
Really?
Yes. The human person probably.
Unsavory is a good word.
The artist, incredible. And so for years, baseball, your sports figures have done that. They've divorced the personal life from the professional life.
Right, because we really didn't know a lot about people's personal lives.
But even when it's come out, people have still continued their careers. It's only recently that they have not been able to do that. So I personally think that your work career can be divorced from your personal life unless you've been convicted of a crime and you become incarcerated. That's the only time that your personal life should be divorced from your professional life.
Well, now in the case of Kevin Spacey, wasn't he up for? Couldn't he have been arrested for some of the things that he did?
It's in trial right now.
Gotcha.
He's not going to get convicted of everything and anything, and yet he's lost everything.
I
don't think that's right. We rush to judgment before anything gets adjudicated.
Okay, so once he's adjudicated and
he won't get anything back.
In jail,
he won't. He's been blackballed. He won't get anything back, and nothing will happen.
Oh, he won't. He won't work again.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing. The problem is people rush to nowadays. People rush to conviction before anything's. All it takes is an accusation. That's it. Your life is over.
Okay.
I think that's wrong.
Okay. So now I'm going to switch it a little bit.
Okay,
but I'm going to
fine.
just move it a little bit, and say, well then, if you are a felon in America, should you have the right to vote after you get out of prison or in prison because you're being rehabilitated?
If people turn their lives around, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think there should be a period of time after your release that you cannot, like a waiting period, to see if you're because some
you
people
have to
some people
show that you're willing to change or whatever.
Well, people have turned their lives around.
Yeah.
Some people haven't. Some people just keep going back.
Yeah.
I think voting is a privilege that we, as a nation, laugh at.
So if you make one mistake, I know in Florida they're trying to change the rule, and
I don't believe if you're in jail you should be able to vote. If you're currently in jail,
if you're 6 years, and long about that first year you've got religion sort of, and you begin to really help yourself and grow as a person.
Okay, there has to be guidelines of some sort, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There has to be some sort of rules. Otherwise, it's a free for all and it's anarchy. And that's the way some people, I think, want us to head. And I don't agree with anarchy either.
Well, that's good news.
There's two extremes.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle is the truth. So you can't just say.
Or somewhere in the middle is a compromise, Peter. If you really think about it,
But we compromise to anarchy. That's the way we've compromised.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to say another word here: oligarchy. You know what an oligarchy is?
Refresh my memory.
Rule by the rich. And so but
it's always been that way. That's economics.
Yeah, and I'm just hoping. I am just hoping.
Bob, we've been that to a certain extent since day one.
Oh, I know it. But just because we've been at it since 4,875 or something,
Then you've effectively killed the American dream. Because isn't that the American?
I have killed the American dream.
Isn't that the American dream, to strive to be better and to acquire wealth? That's the American dream, right?
Yes.
So you've killed it.
No, if I make a lot of money, right? If I make a lot of money, I should be required to give back to the country in a way that's going to benefit the country that allowed me to
Don't most
make the
people
wealth.
do that?
Bill Gates,
I
would like to. Yeah, but that's
Warren Buffett.
Yeah. But what about all those
Jeff
other
Bezos?
Yeah. Well, those are all people we know. Those are all people who the camera is on. How about a man whose name begins with D and ends with P?
He gave a lot of money back, Bob.
Yeah, he did, huh?
Yes. I don't know if you've looked over the years, but there's a lot of pictures with him giving money to Democrats. Lots and lots and lots of them.
That's a political donation.
Same thing.
But you sometimes you get something out of it. I mean, like he's giving to get in a way.
He's giving other things.
DT again. Oh, the DTs. Has anybody used that the America's got the DTs? Delirium tremors or something. I don't know. That's a good one, huh?
No.
Huh? No. Okay. So here I'm going to use.
Hold
it
on,
right
Denny's
now.
walking around. Let me go get him. You talk to yourself for a minute.
Okay, I'm going to talk to myself. Well, here's the deal, everybody. As there are only 3 of us here in the Westfield Technical Academy, we are all alone in this big, big building, and Dennis Aikens just walked over there in front of the window, and so Peter has gone over there to pick him up, and he'll be coming in a minute. But I would say this, that I want an America where I can make my money and then help find a way to give it back in some way. Or if I don't have a lot of money, to still contribute to the cause in a way, to still contribute with time and volunteerism and whatever. I mean, that's the ideal society. Making the money to exist or to survive. So we got a lot going on to,
All right, Bob,
think
I'll
about
come back
those
to
things.
rescue you from yourself.
Oh, yeah, to rescue the listeners from my rant.
Have Denny sit right next to you there.
Oh, please come right in here. Come on into the blue screen. Give us a backdrop here, James. I mean, who is? I'm not James. Who is he?
Oh my God! You always call me James.
I know.
I'll give you a background.
Yeah. Here we're going to have a background here, Peter. Dennis, thank you very much. I put cream and sugar in your coffee here, so enjoy.
You always did.
I know. You're the cream in my coffee.
You're the sugar in my...
Yeah. You're the cream in my coffee. See, look at this now. We're on WSKB. Now we look like...
I wear wear white on TV.
Yeah. Well, there used to be a thing about wearing white on television. Peter, wasn't that? You weren't allowed to wear white or checks on television, and I've got checks on, and Peter's got, or Dennis has got...
I can make it a little darker.
Good morning.
What do you mean you can change the... Oh, look at this.
There's like a ghost. You're talking to like no one.
I can adjust.
Peter's like this. He's no longer here.
Well, I'm trying to get it eventually where I can move everything out there so I can join you guys, but right now I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Merrymaker of May. Give me an adjective beginning with the majestic merrymaker of May.
Yeah.
He's over there in the
misanthrope of May.
The misanthrope. Yeah. There he's sitting in like a box over there.
I'm in the control room.
Oh, the control room.
Yes.
And so we are over here. This is so
God.
interesting.
There's another way you're saying God.
Yeah. Well, for the first half hour.
Bob,
God.
I still love you.
For the first half hour, I was sitting in this room alone, and people are watching. And I mean, like it's kind of nice to have somebody sitting beside me now.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Bob.
you.
That's the first time you said that to me in 28 years.
Yeah.
I ran out of. See, the problem is I ran out of money for the bullet cam for the control room.
Oh.
See, I want to put a little bullet cam in the corner so that you guys can see me too, and the people can see me.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
Oh,
That'd be just great.
oh, that's so.
I'd rather have just a big puppet, stuffed puppet of you, Peter, over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah, we can make it
everybody.
look
What time is it? I
6:23. You have a big clock off to your left, Bob.
Where do I have a big clock? Oh, there, right there. Yeah, we are a little. Yeah,
morning.
right. Good morning.
Good morning.
I've been ranting here, and
I heard you on the radio. You weren't ranting exactly.
Was I making any sense whatsoever? So
Yeah,
that people
yes, you
would say,
were.
"I'm not learning a damn thing by listening to Bob Plass on
No,
Tuesday
you weren't.
morning."
Oh, I thought the whole the discussion about Kevin Spacey, I thought was appropriate. And the fact that he hasn't really been adjudicated, as you were saying, which
Yeah.
sounds like a debate.
Yeah.
But it's, But
Oh,
anyways,
I went to 12
Peter,
years of Catholic
I
school.
agree with your comment. I thought that was a very, very decent comment. That
What is it?
humanity, what was it? Humanity.
You need to divorce the
communi-
artist
yes,
from the
art,
human.
from the humanity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's true. I think that's a good point. And I think in and I don't believe that people in jail actively serving their time should vote. I don't.
Right.
I think that.
I think if you have a period of time afterwards.
I think that they when they whatever they decide and they pay their debt to society, all rights are given back to them. You don't punish people after they pay their debt to society.
I would agree with that.
So paying
I
the
would
debt
agree
to oh, excuse me. Just I can't say that.
Bob hasn't had
Paying
enough
their
coffee
debt
yet.
Okay, so paying their debt. When you're in prison for a very long time, you don't end up paying your debt until that 25 years is
Right.
up. Or
Correct,
those
yes.
okay, and then when it's up, you then pay
Right.
it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. In other words, we have a judicial system which is not perfect in both directions. It's not always perfect to a criminal because sometimes they're falsely accused, sometimes they're falsely
Right.
found guilty.
Right.
On the other hand, how to
Right.
parents of a victim, of a child victim, for example, how much is ever enough? Well, there's never enough punishment for
Right.
somebody. If Kevin Spacey is really found guilty of these things, how do you ever tell the parent that, well, we're going to put him in jail for 6 months, and how can that be enough?
Yeah.
But in other words, you obviously have to have some give and take with the judicial system, and but in order to maintain a society, you have to say, look, this is their punishment, and when they pay their punishment, hopefully this will be enough to make them think next time, I'm never going to do this again.
Right.
Which is really the purpose of the penal system. It's not to keep them out of society forever. They should be treated like full citizens afterwards.
And to keep people from committing crimes in a way, which
Well, you hope it's a deterrent.
I don't know if that's the.
You hope it's a deterrent, but it's generally not. People have to
well,
it's just like
well,
it's like
it
me
is,
losing
it is
weight.
for me, Peter.
Well, it's like it is for
You mean
I don't-
you would have committed a crime by now. What have you ever committed?
It's either a deterrent for me or dinner and a date, one or the other.
Right. But it's like for me, it's like losing weight. Either I'm gonna decide to do that or I'm not, and and you as the person have to decide that no external force can make you do that.
Okay. All right. So have you
even-
ever committed
even peer pressure.
Peter, have you ever committed a crime?
Misdemeanor or felony?
Not a felony. Let's say a misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor, yes. And I was caught by my parents, and I was forced to tell the shop owner that I had to go apologize.
What did you
He
do?
took a
shop-
candy bar, for
Exactly.
God's sakes.
A shop owner
who
that used-
hasn't?
Oh, I stole that.
A shop owner that used to give us he was a friend of my dad's. He used to give us candy anytime we went there. Mm-hmm. He never offered, and I took one because I thought it was just the norm.
Right.
And my dad made me go back and apologize. misdemeanor
that's a
shoplifting.
misdemeanor.
But it's still a crime on the books.
Okay, yes. Well, I done
doesn't
that. I went
change.
during college. In the summertime when we were on Cape Cod, I would steal with my roommates to keep us fed. It was awful. It was really awful.
It sounds like Les Miserables.
Yeah, I know it. I put the,
Yeah,
you know.
but you didn't
it's
steal
awful.
a loaf of bread. You stole
Steak.
Steak. Lobster.
No, steak. And you could get it between your pants. You could get it. Yeah, no, I'm telling you the truth. You could, and I've told this story on air
Yeah,
before.
that's why I put on the red alert.
Yeah. My mother said to me, "That looks like steak stains on your underwear. What the heck is that?" I said,
Bob, are you bleeding from somewhere?
Yeah.
You
But the
shouldn't
steak
be.
wasn't unwrapped.
"Yeah, well, no, I'm telling you the truth. There were steak stains on my underwear because I put the steak into my pants."
I
Bob.
thought this was a show of culture, on culture.
Obviously, you came to the wrong show.
What was the name of that place on Cape Cod? There was a whole series of supermarkets. Anthony's, or it began like.
Well, have
that.
you
I
performed
confessed
restitution yet?
I confessed it.
No, confessing's that. That's only half of it.
What do I have to do?
You got to give him a check.
But
You got to pay for it
So
to be totally exonerated.
to be able to go to
As a
heaven.
human, I don't mean to go to heaven. Yes.
Really, I'm gonna have to pay for that steak. Or
Send
two.
them,
All right,
send them
Bob.
a check for $30.
All right.
We need to
but
take
I
a
don't
break.
Okay, right. Hey, everybody. Today is Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky's birthday. Did you know that? Yeah. And I was thinking he's really written lots of songs that we know. 1840. Can you name a Disney film that used Tchaikovsky music?
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Okay, can you name another? Oh no, I don't.
Beauty
know.
and the Beast? Did he use some dance scenes?
No.
Okay.
Sleeping Beauty. You got it almost correct.
All right.
Sleeping Beauty. I don't think Sorcerer's Apprentice used the Sorcerer's Apprentice music was by somebody else, and I always get that confused.
It was by multiple. They used different.
Oh, you're talking about Fantasia. Which
Yes,
was
which is part of which is
Fan-
Sorcerer's Apprentice is in it.
That's
Yes.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Uses the music of Tchaikovsky. So there was this contestant.
Someday,
No,
from
that's
Sleeping
no way.
Beauty.
No, that's no way. No, that's no way.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Once Upon a Dream is from I Know You, da 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 da. Once Upon a
Oh,
Dream.
you're talking about the musical version of Sleeping Beauty, not the cartoon version.
No, I'm talking about the cartoon version of Sleeping Beauty.
Someday my prince
No.
will come.
What's
What's
Hi
that
Ho.
from?
That's Snow White and the Seven
Cinderella?
Dwarfs. Hi Ho and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
You're telling me that Tchaikovsky wrote Hi Ho?
No, we are totally confused. The only Disney
I'm not
film
confused, Bob.
cartoon. Oh yeah. The whole only Disney film.
Sleeping Beauty, I got it.
Sleeping Beauty. So I'm going to play. Katie Turner was a contestant on American Idol last year. I really liked her voice, and I wish she had sort of won. She's got a career now. She's singing with Postmodern Jukebox and other, and actually is out there singing or whatever. But this is her version of Tchaikovsky's Once Upon a Dream, which is actually from the Sleeping Beauty ballet, believe it or not. Now that's where Disney got the idea to combine.
I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream. I know you. The gleam in your eyes is so familiar, a gleam. And I know it's true that visions are seldom all they seem. But if I know you, I
Support for community radio and WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status cosmetic or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology. Westfield State University is now enrolling for their College for Kids program that runs this summer from July 8th through August 2nd. Classes are available for 4 weeks for students ages 5 through 15 in topics such as digital media, science, magic, cooking, and art. To register online for the courses, visit our website at www.westfield.ma.edu/CFK.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University. This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning, May 7th, 2019. Luke is on the road. Hiya, Jay. Hope
He's on assignment.
he's on assignment. Yeah,
for the real company that begins with an X and ends with an X.
That's right. So the magnificent merrymaker of May over there in the
mayhem?
Of mayhem, maybe better. Mayhem, the May's magnificent mayhem maker or something.
Never,
kind of.
Peter.
I get to be on those commercials.
Peter Coles. And Peter Coles is here in his beautiful studio. We are at Westfield Technical Academy.
Studio 120, it's been dubbed.
Studio 120. It's right down the street from, right down the
Almost
corridor.
your age.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Look
God,
out.
help me. Where's my paragoric?
Parabolic?
Where's my paragoric?
Paragoric.
Yeah.
Do they still make paragoric?
No, we had it as a child, so I'm 122, obviously.
Yeah.
Not 120, but 122.
All right. Paragoric for everybody. That's a memory that we don't ever want to
Paragoric.
forget.
Tell people what it is, because a lot of people don't even know what it is.
It was something to do
Isn't
with
it
my
analgesic?
digestion. No.
It was a foul taste. It was like
It was foul tasting, yes.
what's the other oil? Castor oil.
Yes,
But
very
this
true.
was more medicinal in as much as it numbed out things, like it.
Yeah,
numbed your entire-
didn't it stop you from having the runs? Paragoric?
You know,
Yeah. It had.
Because I think I had it when I was a little kid, too.
Wow. I
Paragoric.
think you might get it. I also think it's addictive if you're not careful with it. I
Oh,
think
is
it
that
had
right?
a bit of a something cocaine or something in it, you know,
Oh,
like
my
Coca-Cola back then.
Really?
Well, hey, now.
Oh, yeah, really. Hey, you know, that's the first time I've actually said the word paragoric since I was like 14.
It's a wonderful word.
It is.
Yes, it
it
is.
is. It is. Well, we're not going to talk about paragoric anyway. Peter
Right out the
Cole-
window.
Or diarrhea for that much.
Diarrhea, yes. Or medicines we knew and loved. You and I could have we could be here for the whole morning going over all
Are
the.
you kidding me? Yes. After Mass and I. Oh, there you
Oops,
go.
yeah,
Sound
yeah.
effects.
Yeah. Hey, so we are here at Westfield Technical Academy, and Peter.
This is your second time in the studio, Bob.
I know, and I've been here, and I really love it, and it's on its
Previously,
way.
we worked in Tiger's Pride, but, they kicked us out.
Yes, so we are all alone in this beautiful box. That's all there is to it. And the blue screen behind us can change to anything.
Now you're W.
Look at this, everybody. It looks like Mini-Me. This is Mini-Me from
There you
that
go.
movie. Oh, there we go.
That is incredible. Let me get out of the way.
Yeah, look at
Somebody's
that.
in the way of the three.
1669 to 2019, everybody. The 350th anniversary. We are celebrating on May 19th, and that whole weekend, May 17th through the 19th, there are all kinds of events, and including a parade, and there is a Beach Boy tribute band concert.
And a road race.
A road race.
A wonderful
Lots of yoga.
musical production.
So you're in that production.
Well,
and-
I just have a walk-on in one of performance.
One performance.
Right.
It's called Time in Westfield.
Yes.
And does it start this weekend? I think it starts.
I believe
this
it does. Yes, it's the weekend of the 10th. Yes.
Yeah, and that's at the Westfield Women's Club, and Time in Westfield. It's like a community history of the community. But this one has original music by Marion Dunk and
Yes.
Kathy Palmer,
Written by
directed
Kathy
and
Palmer.
written by Kathy Palmer.
Yes.
And it has all kinds of walk-ons by famous people walking in, and you're
It has
one of those.
a walk-on.
Well,
Yeah.
let's rehearse your line here,
I
Dennis.
don't know
What is
my
it?
line.
Oh,
yet.
you
They
don't
won't
know?
give it to me till that night.
Oh. Children.
The line is yes, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chandler.
Yeah, I remember that. We all
Yes,
watched it. Weren't
Mr.
you in a
Chandler.
plane?
Huh?
Weren't you in a plane?
I was the steward.
Yes.
I was the
Thank you.
steward on the plane. It went down. It was shot down over Venezuela. We were never seen again.
I think my line is,
Yeah.
I'm here to see the mayor.
That's
I think that's
it.
what it is.
Well,
yeah.
step right in. Okay, you're gonna
Okay, you're
milk
not-
it for all it's
you're not
worth.
gonna
Dennis.
wanna
Do my
miss
best
that.
Harry
And-
Rock impersonation by handing you guys rack
Yeah,
cards of what's
that's
going
exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I have I've been receiving these everywhere I go lately,
Oh
which
God,
is wonderful.
Yeah, birthday weekend, and there's you can go on Westfield350.org to see all of the birthday celebrations. And
You know, there's a couple things that aren't on here, like the Westfield Technical Academy car shows on Saturday I think it's from noon to 5.
Is that
Gotcha.
is that a 350th event?
Well, if they
It
had
coincides.
known, if
Let's
they
put
had
that.
known about it, they would have put it on the card.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Also, the Westfield Wheelmen vintage baseball team is going to play a game, I think around 3 or 4 o'clock on the field right outside your windows on Yakum.
Terrific.
Did
It's gonna be pretty
does
cool.
that change names up here?
Vintage Wheelmen
What do you
are
mean?
always the
Wasn't it
Westfield Wheelmen.
Mullins Field?
No, Bullens is the upper field. That's the
Bullens,
stadium.
That's right.
Yakum
Gotcha.
Field is the
Adjacent.
lower field
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah, Peter,
I know what you mean.
if you turn around, there is a gentleman from the Culinary Arts Department of Westfield Technical Academy, and he's got a tray filled with treats behind
Yes.
you. Is that for us?
Yes, that's going to be set up for you guys in the next show. Yes.
Oh, my
I
God.
tell you, we are living the high life now. I can't wait to
You really?
do my show.
Well, it's
down here.
because you're in a musical called Time in Westfield that debuts this weekend.
Segue. Bob?
Segue. There are you. Westfield on Weekends actually has an interesting thing from 10 until 2 on May 18th. There's the utility box painting project. We got a grant, and there are 2 or 3 utility boxes that are going to be painted. Oh, look at Peter. Oh, thank you so much, sir. This one. Who is it? Jeff Mooch. Oh, thank you so much. The
Thank you,
culinary
sir.
department of Westfield Technical Academy, wonderful. Tiger's Pride. The
I
restaurant.
guess
if
it's
you
wonderful. We weren't treated like this at Westfield State University.
no, you're lucky to even get a coffee. Really.
On my account.
Coffee and
I
some
took care of you
munchies
guys.
out there. I'm sure they're homemade.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
about
There are all kinds of events happening, and but Kathy Palmer and I will be at the
Marshalling the parade.
Yeah. Well, we're not.
You're
we're
commentating.
We are the commentators. We are at the end of the parade. In front of the
Endish.
Endish. What is that called there? What? Oh, the reviewing
Viewing
stand.
stand, yes.
The
It's
reviewing
outside.
stand.
You'll be outside the Children's Museum, actually, Children's Library.
Yes.
Children's. Oh, okay. Wonderful.
We will be on Court Street.
Yep.
And we'll be marching
And I've
out.
arranged for you to be lifted a little bit because I told him there's too many
My
people.
brow lift, my eye lift, my nose,
You're going to
my
be on a
rhinoplasty.
flatbed truck, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on a flatbed truck.
You, Kathy, and 2 camera operators.
Are going to be on a. Oh, I
And then
see.
down below you on the street level is going to be our own Rob Goff from Agawam Paranormal. He's going to be your street reporter.
Wonderful.
Because I told Peter that you're not going to see Kathy and Bob. And they're not going to see the parade because there are going to be all these people in front of them.
Well, that is so true, Denny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no place to really set up outside the Children's Library.
I
There's
got
not
you.
enough room.
Well, you telecast on Channel 15 and the
WestfieldTV.org.
and then also it will be
we're
put
gonna
into a
record it.
vault somewhere forever. So
We'll probably make a DVD of it and put
Could
it
be
in,
put in your
put it in a time
basement.
capsule.
put in my basement with all my other paraphernalia, with my old Paragoric bottles and whatever.
Oh, good Lord.
Hey, everybody! It's near 7:30, isn't it, Peter?
6:40.
It's 6. Oh my God!
Bob, you
7:30.
have a clock.
Oh, it's 6:40. I don't know. That first hour went by so fast.
Okay, wait a minute. Here, let's start. Hey,
Yes,
I
sir.
want you to take a breath. No, that's not. No, I want you to sit back for
All
a
right,
second.
sit, yeah.
Or your listeners will forgive you.
Yeah.
Take a breath.
I am. I got my.
No, you're not. You're not. I am.
All right.
I am.
All
There
right.
you go.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
If you look at him, I've never seen him this calm. There you go.
I got to sit up. I
know.
noticed, Dennis. I've noticed that as a senior citizen, I sit differently than when I was a young person.
You think, Bob?
It sort of seems like I'm melting into this chair that I sit in all the time. So I'm trying to give the impression that I'm not as old as I am
Well, I think that's true.
by holding my. Now see there. If you watch on television, I've got my back very straight.
We're sitting like we sat when we were teenagers again.
Is that right?
Yeah, kids slouch.
Okay, so I'm a sloucher. All right.
Oh no! See, I think what happens is you need to keep on reminding yourself and hold your head up.
I gotcha.
Hold your head up.
Speaking of me, I'm going to play another. I'm going to play another song by Tchaikovsky.
Speaking of me, I
yeah,
love it.
Yeah, the Nutcracker Suite, the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy.
There you
Now remember that
I do.
the Nutcracker Suite. Tchaikovsky was born in 1840. That makes him how old? Oh my God!
Well, 1940 he was 100.
100. It's
So
like
1980 he was 140.
right,
And 2000 he was 160.
right.
And no, he was
So 175 years old. Today.
179.
179 today.
He was born in a zero.
Okay. Oh, that's right. 179 today. So we're going to play. Freddie Martin was this huge band in the 30s and the 40s, and he had an album of the Nutcracker Suite. Duke Ellington did his own jazz version. This is Freddie Martin's version of the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. So enjoy this, and we'll be back in a bit.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley, with convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut. Visit us on the web at westfieldbank.com. www.westfieldstateuniversity.org.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology. Westfield State University is now enrolling for their College for Kids program that runs this summer from July 8th through August 2nd. Classes are available for 4 weeks for students ages 5 through 15 in topics such as digital media, science, magic, cooking, and art. To register online for the courses, visit our website at www.westfield.ma.edu/CFK.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
How long to blame you?
Wow, it is Tuesday morning, 2019. What month is it? It's May 7th. May 7th. You know, this has there's a particular event that happened that is based on my being here today. My mother and father.
Me.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It's my mother and father's anniversary.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, May 7th, 1944. They're both passed away, of course.
Tell the audience their names.
Oh, Demi and Eleanor Plass. Demas was my father's name. It's a very strange,
it's a beautiful name.
French name. Yeah, Demi Plass and Eleanor Plass were married, and they had their reception at Wig.
Yeah.
And my father went into the war right after that. It was the end of World War II and whatever. So I wouldn't be here if my parents. Well, maybe I would have been if
they didn't go to Wiggins Tavern?
Mother. Yeah, my mother was a good Catholic girl, so I don't think I would have been here if she hadn't gotten married.
My mother was a better Catholic girl. I'm the fifth.
Oh my God! And your mother. We went to visit your mother.
Yes.
When last Sunday or so.
Yeah, Easter.
On Easter, yeah. She is incredible. 102 years young.
She's amazing.
Yeah, and she is smiling and having the best time of her life.
She's causing trouble.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. We love Mary.
My partner says to me, now I know exactly what my future is going to be like. You know, he says, you are your mother.
You're your mother. Your mother has hair, Denny.
I know.
Yeah.
She's going to leave it to me.
Oh.
Well, thank you for visiting her. That was she was so happy to see you both.
Oh, you know, it's. I'm always inspired by people who are older than I am. If you really think about it, because they are vital and they have learned to live from day to day.
Survive.
And you know, I think in the 70s, I think you have this feeling of. You suddenly realize your mortality, but at the same time you realize, I do this addition and I say, geez, maybe I'll live another 25, 30 years. And I want to say, I'd say, I want to live 35 years. Well, 35 years for me would be 109. Is that going to be possible?
Yeah,
I could probably.
Yes, it is. Your father lived almost 100.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah,
and you're next generation, and you've taken pretty good care of yourself, Robert.
Well, I try to take good care of myself.
do.
My medicine cabinet would say otherwise, but it's just those.
But that medicine cabinet. What's in there was not in there for your father when he grew up. So and my mother. So there's a chance that we could actually outlive our parents.
Yeah. I often wonder as I get older when I will finally realize inside of me, in my psyche, that I am really old. I mean, like I have a young.
the only thing that bothers her is that she's around all these old people. You know, she calls the old people. You know?
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
So
but she doesn't realize. I mean, we've told her, but she doesn't realize that she's probably one of the 2 or 3 oldest in the building.
yeah.
You know.
I should hang out more at the senior center because they're all vital down there at the senior center. And Tina
trying,
Gorman
Bob.
would help me. What do you think, Peter? Don't you think that's a
It
good
was
idea?
tough enough to get him through the front door.
What do you mean? Oh, I know.
What do you mean?
I know.
I won't go there. That's where the old people are.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, I just said this. We were at a conference about the YMCA a couple of weeks ago, and I said, I can't go to the Y and disrobe, and I know. I'm so damn vain.
You were talking about your posture.
Yes.
The Y has one of the most incredible programs. They
have a posture correction program?
Well, part of their senior aerobics class, you do. They constantly tell you now, breathe in, hold your head high. You know, they even have a thing where they test how you stand because
Okay, you're standing.
people-
Oh, yeah, look at that.
they get old and they said, no, you want to stand and have your hands by your side with your palms in. That way,
Rather than what?
well, then your palms back because that means you're starting to slouch.
So you have your palms
On your side.
on your
and
side
you twist
rather
your
than
shou-
the
just
back.
Twist your shoulders. So
Oh.
now, you know.
I gotcha.
I mean, it's a little simple thing. It's nothing. I'm not sure if that's completely anatomically correct, but it's just a way of checking quickly to make sure that you're trying to, like, even when you're in the chair, it is good to get your
Get your
spine as
spine
straight
aligned.
as you can be. No one's going to do that all day long. Don't forget, we're fighting gravity from the time we're born. So
Yeah, and that gravity.
Speak for yourself. I want to go to space.
well, that's fine. I mean, you can, and they're doing a lot of testing now to see if they're, right now the initial testings that they're doing is that the long duration in space while you're there, it does affect your physiology to the point where you're actually slowing down the aging process. But the problem
Really?
is, yes, the problem is what they were surprised at as soon as they get back to Earth, it rapidly caught up.
So in space, you live longer,
Potentially.
Potentially
That's
longer.
that's the theory.
But the body
because
always equalizes.
the body will equalize, putting it back into the gravity it came from.
They actually said on the DNA, they were doing the twin study. We're talking about this at the launch down in Virginia.
Right, with the
The si-
of the
Okay,
congresswoman was shot.
Gabriel
Babies,
Giffords.
yeah.
yeah,
Giffords.
the two. So one was on Earth and one was on the station for a year. And they said the DNA, there's something at the end of the DNA, like a tendril off the end of the DNA.
Mitochondria or something.
They said that actually grew on Scott in space,
Right.
and his brothers didn't. But
Right.
then they're still testing them to this day to see how the long-term effects are.
Yeah, and I heard they're equalizing.
Yeah, they are.
Very interesting.
That was part of the science briefing that we had for that launch.
Uh-huh.
Because they're now doing more testing with live mice and things like that to see how they react.
Well, it's much better than dead mice. You can't
Well,
you can't
that's why
trust
they
them.
loaded them at the end.
Hey, that's so interesting that you say you connect astronauts with mice because it was in junior high. We had a science project, and I had 2 white mice that I bought to see which one outlived the other. And I called them John and Glenn. Honest to God, do you believe it?
Yeah, that's great.
John Glenn for the astronaut, and unfortunately, Glenn kicked the bucket because I wasn't feeding him. I was feeding one a full diet, and I was feeding the other one I was starving the other one, actually. It was a stupid scientific experiment, and it never killed 2 beautiful little tiny mice
Well, it's a
that I
good
had
thing
bought.
Peter didn't find out about it.
Oh gosh! And then all those
Did they even exist back then?
I don't know.
No.
Do you get to dissect frogs in high school now?
I think they
or is
still do
that
that, yeah.
against the law?
No, I think
No,
they
I
still
think
do
they
that.
still do that, but they buy them
Yeah, we bought them when we
already
were at Cathedral.
extinct. You're not killing it. Back when we were in high school,
Right.
we'd chloroform the animals,
Right.
in a bottle. I don't think they do that.
And then
Even back in the 80s, they were preserved.
yeah,
Oh, so you get a preserved frog
specimen.
A specimen. You don't get them live and then open them up, because I remember opening them up and watching
Well, I think
their
they
heartbeat.
still open them up.
But we would watch their heartbeat, and that was kind of like torture. If you
Yes.
really think about the animal, I mean, who would want that?
You opened it up alive?
Yeah.
How would you get it to stand still?
Well, you chloroformed the thing, and then you cut the skin, and
I
you
see.
pulled it back, and there was the heart, and I can see it on my tray or whatever the heck we
Was
called
this
it.
written by Edgar Allan Poe?
My teacher.
What?
No, that's not true at all. Hey, 6:56 in the morning, Peter. What's the weather gonna? It's so beautiful out. My trees, my apple trees in my backyard are so glorious. They're this purple color. This have you seen the apple trees in my backyard, Denny?
I have
Drive
not.
by.
I don't know, but I've
Denny.
never been invited to your house, so I wouldn't know that.
Oh, Kenny Stomsky visited my
I know.
house.
Kenny sent me pictures, and I politely told him a couple of 4-letter words.
Well, I
Yes,
guess-
he's
yeah.
got yes, but it's a glorious spring day out there today, and it's I think
Potential showers and thunderstorms this afternoon.
Right.
But then after that, I think it's looking good for a day or two, and then it's going to get back.
Then we're going to have rain again.
It's good. Wednesday, Thursday are clear.
Uh-huh.
Friday, thunderstorms and showers most of the day.
Right.
Saturday looks okay. And then Sunday, we go into a little bit of a rainy period, but it's like showers again.
Uh-huh.
Looking at the long range, they said by the time the parade hits, this
what do you
wet
got
weather
for
pattern-
May 19th?
we're not that far ahead, but the wet weather pattern is slowly clearing out.
Wonderful.
Hopefully,
Wonderful.
over Iceland, that's causing our wet weather problem.
Oh,
It's moving the jet further south.
Yeah, it'll change though. That's the.
so it's going to be beautiful. Oh my gosh, Dennis is Dennis went
His
to
long
real-
range, his
yeah.
long range looks better.
Huh? No,
No, I'm not. We're doing me personal.
No, Dennis was showing me pictures of. You went to Rehoboth Beach this week.
Yeah, we were house shopping down on Rehoboth Beach.
Ooh.
Lucky
Have you been to
us.
Rehoboth at all, Peter?
No, I've
Is
heard
that
about it.
Maryland?
That's Delaware.
Oh, it's Delaware. Is it
Right,
the Delaware Gap?
It's right down by where
Delaware
where-
Water Gap is nearby, but not.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The Delaware Water Gap.
It's not too
on
far.
The Delaware Water Gap. It's
Not too far away from where my launches are.
right. That's right.
Ah.
Yeah.
Maybe about an hour.
So
it's
you
about
were.
it's about a half hour north of Ocean City, Maryland.
I see. So you're looking at property to buy for like your friends to come down and visit you.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
You.
Oh,
Come on
me.
down.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You've been
I'm-
to Rehoboth.
I'm packed.
I'd love
yeah.
to come down. I'll rent some time
Yeah.
from you.
Oh yeah. Well, Peter,
don't
I got to
mind.
tell you about Rehoboth. So Dennis invites us down to Rehoboth for this week. Okay. He's rented a cottage for a week or 2 or 3 or whatever.
I think 3
And
3 weeks.
yeah. And I said, oh, I don't know. You know, I'm not. Summer's not
Bob
one of my.
doesn't take off his shoes. He doesn't take off his shirt.
Right, it's
doesn't
exactly
in
why.
public. He
So
doesn't.
so why do I go to a beach? Why would I go to a beach area or whatever? And you all convinced me that it was going to be a great time, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
The problem was that it was 98.
It was 100, oh, it was
100
degrees
for
every
like
day,
5 days.
right.
104
which
degrees.
caused you to.
Stay in the house.
No. Then you ultimately took off everything. You took off.
Well,
You
I
went to the
finally got,
beach.
yes, exactly right. I actually gave all of the lifeguards Malox, and everyone that was there had to take some pills. I removed my shirt. I managed to keep my feet and my toes in the sand so nobody could see them. But we went to this water park. Do you remember this?
You went to we got you to go to Jungle Gyms.
Yeah. Oh, God help me. Yeah.
Did you go
I
down
don't
the
know.
slides?
I must have been drunk. At any rate, so we go. No, I didn't go down the slides. We went. Lazy River. Now the problem was you had to get on the tube to
That's
begin
true.
with,
That is
and then
true.
you had to get off the tube.
Right.
And I had problems in both areas.
Right.
And the entire Rehoboth Beach community got to see me trying to get
That's
onto,
not true. Nobody was looking.
No,
Bob.
I know. In my mind, I'm thinking everyone's looking. Oh, God, help me. Get me to a therapist and get rid of this narcissistic. I've got the DTs. You know what that means?
The Trummers and
The Donald Trumps. I've got the Donald Trumps. I want everybody to look at me. At any rate, hey,
I've been dealing with this all morning, Denny.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
my
he's
God.
been dealing with this. So, when we are going to have a program that is devoted to the music of the Tony Award winners today.
Oh, great.
Or their nominees, because the Tony nominees came out, and at 7:15 we're going to be joined by critic extraordinaire Mark Auerbach, who's going to tell us about...
Injured, by the way.
Oh, my God, I know. We're going to hear all about this injury. I think he might have been walking by First and Adams Funeral Home, where James fell and I stumbled.
Don't tell people that, because
no, I mean, this is so strange, because Jimmy Adams would not really mind my saying that you want to avoid the First and Adams Funeral Home, yet at the same time you reappreciate the First and Adams Funeral Home.
Nice try, Bob. You're punting.
No, yeah. But you know that with James was walking in front of it, it's that Bermuda Triangle vortex. He falls, he breaks his foot, and he's got an operation. I walk by it, and I fall on my face, and
Is
I now
that where
got
you
this.
fell too?
Yeah. Right directly, like
Across the
diagonally
street.
across from where James fell. I was like within spitting distance of where James fell. So apparently there's this vortex there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering if Mark was walking by, and somehow we'll find out when he comes on in a few minutes. But so we're going to be talking Tonys. When I found when you think of the Tony Awards, I think of music like Rodgers and Hammerstein and all of those classic.
That all changed.
It's all
Of
changed.
Air back in the 60s.
Oh, it's all changed.
Yeah, no.
But I think that this year's group of
Yeah.
and
No question.
So I'm going to play a song from the show that Mark really likes called The Prom, and this is a show about a theater group, I think, Broadway actors whose careers aren't going well, who think that their careers can be rejuvenized by going to the Midwest and helping in a cause. These two young women who want to go to their prom.
They're a couple.
They're a couple, and they are wanting to go to their prom and dance, and that's the idea of the show. So at any rate, this is a big number. This is a number called Dance With You. I Just Want to Dance With You.
I just want to dance with you.
Yeah. And Caitlin Kunanen and Isabel McCullough sing it from The Prom. Now, it's a different kind of Rodgers and Hammerstein kind of like song, and it shows where Broadway is going. I don't even know the composer for The Prom. It's a name I don't know.
Yeah, they're all new.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
It's really exciting because it's not just the old standbys.
And it's been nominated for Best Musical, by the way.
All of the genres. This happens to be a very interesting piece that is more traditional Broadway called Dance With You from The Prom.
I don't want to start a riot. I don't want to blaze a trail. I don't want to be a symbol or cautionary tale. I don't want to be a scapegoat for people to oppose. What I want is simple as far as wanting goes. I just wanna dance with you. Let the whole world melt away and dance with you. Who cares what other people say? And when we're through, no one can convince us we were wrong. All it takes is you and me and a song. I don't need a big production, streamers hanging in the air. I don't need to spend the night with confetti in my hair. I don't need a room of people that I don't really know. I just want to hold you and never let you go. I just wanna dance with you. Let the whole world melt away and dance with you. Who cares what other people say? And when we're through, no one can convince us we were wrong. All it takes is you and me and a song.
Alyssa, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Get in the car, now.
Two people swaying slowly, nothing more and nothing less. Why anybody fears that is anybody's guess. I just wanna dance with you. Let the whole world melt away and dance with you. Who cares what other people say? And when we're through, no one can convince us we were wrong. All it takes is you and me and a song.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it's Tuesday morning. Yes, May 7th, 2019, and counting. We're having a great program. Denny's looking at his computer and showing me this beautiful house that they may purchase in Rehoboth.
I got to see it at the end of the show.
Yeah, you'll wait till you see Peter. You're going to have your bags packed tomorrow. But please.
We're not sure.
Yeah,
We're looking.
Yeah, just be careful of that 104-degree whatever. If I'm going to go on vacation, I want to be able to leave the house and not sweat. I don't want to.
Season is beautiful down there too. I love going to Wallops Island off season.
Well, they also have in Rehoboth. They have wonderful festivals. They have jazz festivals.
Oh,
they have movie
really?
festivals.
Oh, okay.
They have a lot of.
So there'll be
things.
some indoor things so that I can and actually stay here, right?
Well, you may not be the summer person. You might be more. Like they have a wonderful Halloween festival called Sea Witch. And it draws thousands of people from Washington, Philadelphia, and Baltimore. Everybody comes down dressed up, and there's a big block party.
So that sounds more my speed. Yeah. All right.
You have the costumes.
Boy, do I have the costumes.
That's true. He does.
Yeah. I'm not. There was once a time I'd walk into the Salvio Armani, the Salvation Army, as they call it, Salvio Armani. And you walk through and you see something and you say, "Oh, that'll make a perfect costume," and I buy it. And then I'm
You're done. You're done with that.
I'm really done making costumes, and I'm maybe even done wearing costumes.
Well, it's really James that makes the costumes.
Yeah,
Let's tell the truth.
all right,
here,
okay, all right.
But you have the creative inspiration to know when it could be a costume.
That's true. I
won't-
look
I
at
won't
something
take away
and
that from you.
Yeah. I look at something and I say, "Geez, that would make a
Exactly.
great." Yeah.
Yeah, you have great vision. There's no question. about that. That you lose your keys while you're looking for wreaths to put on your head is what I'm thinking.
That's very true. Very true. Hey, everybody. We are going on 7:10 in the morning. In a few minutes, we're going to be joined by Mark Auerbach from Long Meadow, and he unfortunately has had a little accident, and he will be calling us from the rehab center.
All right, so Bob, you ready?
That's it.
You ready for your eyes to glaze over?
Yeah. What do you mean, my eyes to glaze over? What does that mean?
Because we haven't got the phone system working here yet.
Yes.
Right.
No.
I'm remoted into the phone system up at the college. Right. So we're gonna ship that as soon as I can't answer the phone. I can't dial Mark, so I just texted him say he's got to call us.
And
right?
this, yes,
So
yeah.
You're showing off your technical
Okay.
acumen.
So Mark is going to call the college, and the college somehow is going to be patched into us.
So blindly, I'm going to answer the call up there on the college phone system because I can see it on my computer down here.
Mm-hmm.
And then his audio is going to come to us, and then we're gonna put it out over both channels. A vignette.
I'm in a whole Broadway musical.
Yeah,
I was up there this morning at dark 5 a.m. to make sure it all worked.
Oh, dark. I like that.
Man.
I love that.
Oh, man.
Oh, dark 5 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just waiting to see his
5
call
a.m.
pop up.
Peter,
It's not dark at 5 anymore.
5 a.m. in the city in the
It was this
springtime
morning.
is so beautiful now.
Oh, gorgeous.
To watch the sun come up.
It's very noisy at that time of day.
Is it?
Oh, the birds. Are you kidding me?
I
4:35
somehow
they get going because I have the skylights over my head and they
yeah.
wake up
Uh-huh.
and then the dog wakes up.
Well, about 5 minutes from my house, then the birds are all up there because somehow or other we're not getting as many birds down in our house. I don't know
they
whether
moved.
they
moved to the Highlands.
They moved up to the Highlands. But at any rate, hey, I wanted to give a shout out to downtown to Circuit Coffee. Did you see that 01085 sign? For folks in Wisconsin, we have this great Circuit Coffee. It's owned by two graduates from the Dobecks, Teddy and Danny from Westfield State. They graduated a few years back, and they opened up this coffee shop, and it's right down there off the green. Zip code
In beautiful orange, my favorite color.
Oh, you
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and it's a bike rack, and it is so unique, and I am so happy because it's almost like it's a signature for our town in a way.
It is.
And,
It's
you know,
become and that's just the power of young minds too.
Yeah.
Although I'm told East Hampton has one too. I haven't seen it.
Oh, do they?
Peter Curl told me that. But it is. Ted got a grant, and
Right.
then he subsidized the grant so that he could put this out because a lot of people, particularly the students, will take their bikes down. And go in. It's a
go
great
in
coffee shop. We don't.
Oh,
Hey
no,
guys,
no, yeah, yes.
I think your guest is on the line.
You're
Let's
kidding.
see if this works. Go ahead, Mark.
Marco.
Good morning, guys.
Oh,
Look
it works.
It's like you're in the next room.
Good morning, Mark.
Yeah,
Oh, how you
Mark,
feeling?
oh
Can I
my
take your
God.
I feel like
temperature?
you're all sitting here with me.
Who are you? You've got your nurses and everybody are all sitting around watching you perform.
Well, actually, I asked them to leave me alone and to close the door, so I'm all by myself.
Get out!
Mark, it reminds me of Judy Garland when she was up for an Academy Award. Remember this? And she was up for, I think it was A Star Is Born or something. And they had all the and she lost. And the men and it really, I think, destroyed her because all of a sudden she was the big focus and they thought she was going to win and she lost and the cameras and everybody were getting out of the room. So there you are in your rehab room. Where are you located there, Mark?
Is that why Liza went on drugs?
Yes, that's probably
I am
why.
located 1 block from where I live. So I can see the pool from my room.
Torture for you. So tell everybody what happened It was a dark and stormy night, right?
Dun, dun,
It
dun.
was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah.
I fell down a flight of stairs.
Oh, my God.
No.
When I landed, I had broken my femur in my right leg. I broke my left arm.
Oh.
And I had surgery and am now, and this was 3 weeks ago today,
Yeah.
and I'm now in rehab.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
awful, Mark. That's very scary when you fall like that.
How did no one pushed you down these stairs?
Jeez.
No, I'm just want to get to the bottom of it.
I did
Bob,
it
will you
all
s-
by myself.
Wanted to.
People have accidents, you know. I've fallen downstairs before.
Yeah, I think I have as well, but not down a whole flight. How
Were
many stairs
were you
did you fall down?
texting when you fell?
It was 14 steps.
14. Oh my gosh. Was it like in the movies? Like, you know how when they fall down the stairs and you land at the bottom of the stairs and you're lying there and you're waiting and people, the camera is zooming in on you and you don't know whether you're dead or alive or whatever. I mean, tell me, what was that
To
like?
be honest, I don't remember.
Did your life pass by you as
All
you
I
rolled
remember
down?
is I had my cell phone with me, and I called my friend Rob, who had just left, and he came back and got me, and they called 911, and the next thing I knew, I was in the ER.
You probably
Oh,
had the
my
wind
God.
knocked out of you, too, I would guess, which also...
I was out of it for quite a while, and I was operated on a Monday, and I don't remember anything until like Thursday.
Oh, my God, Mark.
Oh God! And so, how are you doing? And is your arm in a cast and your leg in a cast as well?
My
Is that-
arm is in a fabulous black cast.
Grace.
Mm.
Yeah.
And your rehab, what does that consist of?
Well, it's intensive physical therapy to teach me to walk again and to use a wheelchair and eventually use crutches.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, but you're going to be able to walk without crutches eventually, right?
Yes.
I will be able to put weight on my foot and be able to drive again around the 1st of August.
Great.
Oh, well, that's good news that it's within 3 months or so. But
It is, and the thing is that my boss, Patrick, is allowing me to take a leave of absence from writing, theater, and covering shows. My other clients, I'm going back to work as I can.
Uh-huh.
But I don't expect to be working at 100% until August 2nd.
Mark, how do you write reviews when your arm is in a cast, or is that your writing? Is it your writing arm that's in a cast?
It's my writing hand, unfortunately.
Oh, he's not going to be writing
until August.
Right.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Well, we are, our hearts go out to you, and
that's an awful fall, Mark. We're so
really,
sorry.
Yeah, really. You're a critic extraordinaire, and I hope you're a patient extraordinaire for the folks over there. You enjoy being at the rehab? That's a terrible question, but
you
Well,
might.
I've got to say that it's the Sosin Rehab, which is part of Jewish Geriatric Service.
A wonderful, wonderful
And
group.
the care is really terrific.
Yeah.
And the nurses and the physical therapists and everybody else.
More
are
importantly,
wonderful.
how's the food?
I was just going to ask, yes.
The food is okay.
Okay.
I can have food brought in.
Yep. Good.
So I'm living on English muffins, grapes, tea, coffee. I have no appetite.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I will be svelte when I return to radio.
Are you still on? Yes, you will. Absolutely. That's the good side effect. What about the? Are you still on pain meds?
I tried not to take very many.
Yes. Okay. Some people really can't and don't want to.
Sure.
So good.
I didn't want to, but I have to in order to do.
Much, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, they can. And my hope is to come back to radio when Peter Coles comes back from his little hiatus in the summer.
Yes.
Oh, that's
So you're going to
so they'll be like the second week in August.
Yeah. Well,
That should work
So you're going to be
perfectly.
canceling your Rockettes audition?
Oh my
No,
God.
I don't think I will be auditioning for any dance numbers.
I don't
anytime
think
soon.
so.
Oh man! But you still got you still got your spirit and your wise mind and your wisdom, right, to use. Yeah, and you can.
I do, and I'm very fortunate to have good friends who have stood by me through this entire thing.
You're a tough guy, Mark. We know that from our long history together.
Yeah.
We know you're going to do great.
Yeah, yeah.
But all of Westfield is sending their metaphysical hugs to you right now.
Maybe I'll come over and bring you some
I really
scones.
appreciate that so much.
Yeah, Bob makes a wonderful scone.
Would you like what kind of scones do you like?
I don't want to eat too many baked goods
There you
and
go.
bonbons and stuff because I really want to emerge from this hospital room looking
svelte
thin and fool-like.
Yeah. 6 months at Canyon Ranch can do wonders.
Oh my gosh!
It certainly can. And
so you'll be able to watch television and watch old movies and catch up on all of your reading and everything. Is that correct?
well, I'm very fortunate because I brought my my tablet with me, so I can watch whatever I
Oh,
want.
that's great.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask a quick question, Mark. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think of the movie Beetlejuice?
I was never crazy about the movie, but it was turned into a musical, and
Yes.
it's running on Broadway right now.
Which is why I ask.
Yeah.
And I saw it last year in Washington, D.C.
Oh,
you
okay.
did?
And it really is quite charming.
So I, in preparation for the show on Sunday, I watched Beetlejuice, and I thought to myself, yeah, what a flimsy kind of excuse for a plot. It didn't make me laugh. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice was a sort of a lounge
Animated.
lounge. And Alec Baldwin, who it's back when Alec Baldwin was really young and svelte and fun, and well, he's still fun.
Well, Bob and I were talking earlier, Mark. That's why I asked you that. Neither of us really cared for the movie, and I told him that, I think it was the beginning of a humor for a new generation.
I think so, and I think that as a musical, it is not appealing to us.
Right.
It is appealing to a younger generation that's going to shows.
But they must have to. If Beetlejuice has numbers, they probably made him a little more tethered to plot.
Well, yeah, I think isn't Beetlejuice the teller of the story or the narrator of the story, because he doesn't come in for 45 minutes into the film.
I don't know how the show changed from its tryout in Washington
Good point,
to
Mark.
New York.
Yeah.
But it worked very well in Washington. It had its rough points, which I believe they probably cleaned up.
Was it Arena that did it? Arena Stage down in Washington?
No, it was at the National. It was planned as a tryout to go into New York. It has, and the Tony Field this year for musicals is very competitive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God! I was saying, and
diverse.
I played a song from The Prom, and we're going to play a song from Hadestown, and we're also going to play a song from Tootsie as well. And
which won the Critics' Choice Award last night.
Yeah. The drama critics apparently voted Tootsie as the best musical of the season. I saw that this morning. Jim?
And I am rooting for Tootsie. I think Tootsie is great.
So you haven't seen it yet, have you?
One of the cool things about it is that the choreographer, Dennis Jones, who was nominated for Tootsie, is currently working on the choreography for the Flamingo Kid at Hartford Stage.
Oh,
nice.
Is the Flamingo Kid at Hartford Stage still playing?
It hasn't opened yet.
Oh, it hasn't opened. Oh my God, where am I?
And it's created by the guys who created Grey Garden.
The musical based on a documentary.
Tresnak.
Yeah. Well, isn't it interesting?
Darko
Tresco or something. Darko Tresco.
Darko Tresnak.
Tresnik.
Is he directing it, Mark?
He's directing it. It's his swan song at Hartford Stage. He's leaving after this production. He's been there 8 years.
He's going someplace.
And Melia Ben Sussin, who is a very highly regarded director, is going to be the first woman artistic director at Hartford Stage, and she begins June 1st.
Right.
Where's Darko going?
Darko's going to be off on his own. There are a lot of productions of Anastasia upcoming. He's directed at the Metropolitan Opera and the LA Opera, and he's in demand as one of the best directors around.
Yeah, so it's that's the interesting thing about Hartford Stage. So you get to see the Flamingo Kid based on a movie, right? And then that's going to go to Broadway, where it seems like every musical is based on a movie. We've got Tootsie and we've got Beetlejuice and we've got what some of those others that are based on movies that are on Broadway.
But we also have Hadestown and we have The Prom, which are completely original.
Thank. The scene that most people remember from Beetlejuice, or the recurrent scene, is about Beetlejuice's saying Beetlejuice's name. Do you remember that from the play or the movie? Explain that, Denny.
No, because I wasn't a big fan of it.
Yeah.
So I don't.
It's hard to remember.
Watch it.
Dennis, do you remember?
I do.
Yeah, to explain this, because they had they musicalized this, and I'm about to play "Say My Name" from Beetlejuice.
Well, the thing was, if things would happen in the house, remember Crazy Things?
Yeah, it's about dead people.
Yeah.
They die in the first 5 minutes of the show. Alec Baldwin and his wife Gina
But
Davis.
somehow they find out that by saying his name 3 times fast, it's becomes an incantation of sorts.
Yeah, and he's able to do
them
something.
or-
And Beetlejuice is somebody who you hire to come in to scare people out of your house.
Cleanses the house.
To cleanse the house or
Beetlejuice,
something.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, so
he's a spirit too, isn't he?
Who, Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's dead.
Right.
Version of Winona Ryder, playing the daughter of both Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis, and she wants to join the dead folks. She's sort of like a goth in a way, and
she's attracted to that.
Yeah. So at any rate, the whole premise and the moral of the story is the ghosts are trying to help Winona not to go to the dark side. And I think that's part of it. But, Mark, I want to play this song called Say My Name, which is the scene from the movie of Beetlejuice. So for folks who have seen the movie and like the movie, you'll get a sense of how they musicalize this. And when we come back, we can talk about musicalizations of scripts and whether that works or not. Okay.
Mark, I want to say goodbye to you because when we come back, I'm going to be gone because I have to go to Boston today. So I want to wish you great health and continued spirit because you're going through quite an ordeal.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you in person.
Thank you, Mark.
We'll bring you something healthy, and and Dennis and I will appear, and we'll see.
Mark.
Oh, that's just too exciting for words.
Exactly. I thought so too.
All right.
Take care, buddy.
So say my name.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Say my name from Beetlejuice, everybody.
You could use a buddy. Don't you want a pal? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Girl, the way I see it, your daddy should be leaving and you should stick around and kill him.
What?
Nothing. Revenge is not as fun, and believe me, it is fun if you're not there to claim the scalp. And I can be so...
Gross,
well,
creepy,
what?
ugly,
Hey,
disgusting.
well, sure, but more importantly, the point is I can help. I'm in your corner.
I don't want you in my corner.
And I can be the worst, no the best, no the worst. We can be a team like the world has never seen, but you gotta free me first. So Lenny, I don't Don't off yourself, just stop yourself. I can help you stay in the game. Together we'll exterminate, assassinate.
No.
The finer points can wait, but first you gotta say my name.
I don't know your name.
Well, I can't say it.
How about a game of charades?
Yes, let's play it.
2 words.
Okay.
Second word.
Right.
Drink.
No.
Beverage.
No.
Wine.
No.
Juice.
Yes.
Okay. First word.
Okay.
Bug.
No.
Ant.
Close, but no.
Beetle.
Yes.
Beetlejuice.
Wow, I'm impressed. And all you gotta do is say my name 3 times. 3 times in a row. It must be spoken unbroken. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Beetlejuice.
Yes. Oh, this is gonna be so good.
Because you're so smart, a stand-up bro. I'll think about your offer, let you know. But I prefer my chances down below. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, being young and feeble doesn't mean that I'm an easy mark. I've been swimming with piranhas, I don't need a shark. Yes, life sucks, but not that much. Okay, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, be a dawn, spare the lecture.
I'm offering you a full-time specter.
Are you any good?
You betcha. Trust me, baby.
I just met ya, really, it's a flattering offer.
Don't you wanna see Dad suffer?
I think I'd rather just jump off. I may be suicidal, but Beetlejuice, it's not as if I lost my mind, though.
I'm gonna make you say my name.
I'll never say your name.
I'll make you say my name.
I'll never say your name.
I'll make you say my
I'll
name.
never say your name.
You can't run away. I'll make you say my name.
I'll never say your
I'll
name.
make you say my name.
I'll never say your name.
I'll make you say my
I'll
name.
never say your name.
You can't run away. I'll make you say my name.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes and Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com. Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It is May 7th, 2019. J. Pagulka, Trusty Dusty, and well-modulated sidekick is on the road, and the merry, magnificent merrymaker of mayhem.
That's me.
That's you, Peter Coles. You're over there in the booth because we are at Westfield Technical Academy, and
Mark, like the seat of my pants were pulling this off this morning.
Or you watch later at the Yahoo channel, no, YouTube's channel, right?
Yeah,
you can go watch us on YouTube. You will see that we are no longer in the studio this week, and we are down here at beautiful Westfield Technical Academy. Ken Stomsky has arrived. He's getting prepared for his next show, and that show today will be with Stefan Zaporowski. Have a seat here, Ken, and tell us all about who we're going to have on the air later.
Well, several times a year, I do like to give back to my alma mater here at the Tech Academy, which, of course, was Volk when I came through here.
Yeah.
And we have another month or two left to the school season. So
sure.
Several times a year, I like to come in here with the superintendent and give him a full hour and a half or so to sit down and talk with the students and instructors here at the Tech Academy. He doesn't get to spend that much time with students on his 1 hour show that he has.
This is a great opportunity for Stefan Zaporowski. We love Zap, as we call him. And he's going to be on your show.
Co-hosts today, both Kathy and Superintendent Zapp.
I see. So you're actually kicking me out at 8 o'clock.
You have to be on time today
Okay.
because I have a timetable today.
Okay. Well, speaking of on time, we've got beautiful Mark Auerbach at the rehab. And he's there because he fell, if you've just tuned in, and he is getting better.
I was listening to him talking about that rehab on the way in, and I am actually very familiar with that facility. I put in the TV system over there. That is a very nice... That's a very nice facility you're in, Mark.
It's perfection.
It's perfection. And he's got a view of the pool where he should be sitting right now in Longmeadow, right? From your room.
I should be lying at the pool.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But you're lying here and you're talking to us. Are there people who are interested, or your nurses or anything going?
Are they watching you on westfieldtv.org?
Yeah.
I don't think they can get westfieldtv.org.
Ah, gotcha.
We'll have to change that. Kenny, get on it.
Yes, yeah. If you get on it, right, exactly right. But hey, like the song, but what, I don't like the movie. You thought the Beetlejuice was a really nice musical, not a great musical, right? You got on a scale of 1 to 10.
I didn't find it to be a great musical on any level, but it was entertaining for what it was.
Okay. Now, when they take when you are adapting a script from a film, can you just take that script and sort of whip it into a musical? In other words, you know, is that a common thing, or do they change a film when they do a musicalization of the film? Do they change it in any way?
Well, first of all, legally, they have to have the rights to adapt the movie into a musical.
Yeah.
And then I think a lot of it depends upon how creative they are in taking a film and making it relevant for the theater.
I get it.
Now, a show like Tootsie.
Yeah,
is
tell us
getting
about
great
Tootsie.
Reviews because they took the character of Tootsie and it
Ah, so in other words, he's auditioning for Broadway musicals and doesn't.
He's auditioning for Broadway musical and ultimately gets cast in a musical version, a sequel to Romeo and Juliet called Juliet's Nurse.
Ah, gotcha. And so he's cast as a woman because they think he's Dorothy somebody, right? And he's
a guy named Michael Dorsey who is so difficult to work with that nobody will hire him.
Uh-huh.
So in order for him to get a job, he recreates himself as Dorothy Michaels.
I see. And he gets this job as Dorothy Michaels. So, and he's a straight guy, right? I mean, he's a
straight guy who just auditions in drag.
Right. So the musical has a lot of levels. Actually, the film had a lot of levels. I really like that version of this film as opposed to Beetlejuice because it spoke to the differences between how women were treated and men were treated, and actors in soap operas, which was the world I knew, and I really think that there's a real humanity. You're rooting for Dorothy Michaels. You're also wanting him to connect with women, and he falls in love, doesn't he, in this show?
He does. And the other great thing about Tootsie is it stars an actor named Santino Fontana.
Ah.
And
where do I know that name?
Watched Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
He was in that. He was in Cinderella and All My Sons on Broadway. Really up-and-coming actor.
Ah, I see. And he is playing Tootsie. So
he plays Dorothy Michaels.
I gotcha. What I liked about it, and it won the Drama Critics Award. Now, would you explain what the Drama Critics Award is for folks in Wisconsin and in Germany who are listening, as opposed to the Tony?
Well, the Tony Awards are nominated by a committee of people from the theater community. the Drama Critics Award, the nominees are chosen by working journalists in theater and voted upon by working journalists in theater.
Yeah, I read about it today, and I found out that there were 19 people who are writing reviews, and so and they're in the metropolitan region of New York City. So they're
They're in either New York or suburban Connecticut or Jersey.
And so folks who are customarily going to almost every show to write reviews of them, so they have a real sense. And so when they vote a best musical, it's not political, as opposed to the Tonys. Sometimes it seems like somebody gets an award because they've been in theater forever or whatever. And Tonys are like, for instance,
I think that's an overstatement.
Am I?
I think that of all the major awards, like the Oscars, the Emmys, and what have you, the Tonys are the least political.
Oh, it's not as political, but I would have bet that the drama critics, in a sense, for me, would really say that critically this show deserves an award rather than sentiment as an actor. Like, for instance, if I'm a Tony actor, right? Oh, no, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, the Tony Awards are made up of the choice is what? Explain that. The choice is made up by a committee of people, right?
It's a committee of people that choose the nominees. And these are people that are working in the industry, actual designers, actors, directors, choreographers, and what have you.
Ah, so it's not just critics. So there
are no critics, I believe, that are part of the Tony Awards process.
Mm-hmm. So Tootsie then was voted in as a Drama Critics Award, and it looks like it will probably, that gives it a rung up when the Tony voters go to vote for it?
I don't know. There's the Critics Circle Awards, the Outer Circle Awards, the
I hear you. Well, I kind of like Tootsie. Tootsie was written by David Yazbek, the music. I know that name from last year because didn't he write the music for the band? The band's visit. Yes.
He wrote Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. He wrote The Full Monty, and The Band's Visit is coming to the Bushnell next season.
Ah, The Band's Visit. That's based on a film, but it's a very interesting musical because it really utilizes Middle Eastern rhythms. Am I right?
It does. It's set in, I believe, in Israel, where a visiting Egyptian band performs, and it's all based on Middle Eastern music themes.
And it has that really beautiful score, and it won the Tony last year. So Tootsie now, with music by David Yazbek, is up for that Tony. Hey, I'm going to play a song from Tootsie. It's sung by Lily Cooper, and it's called Bats in the Attic. Now, if you listen to this song, it's not your typical Broadway show tune. It has and you see how the musical has evolved from this kind of Rodgers and Hammerstein kind of thing to much more modern songs that sound like it could be on the hit parade, if we have hit parades now.
And before we do, Bob,
yes,
I'm going to slip out because sitting up for longer than a half an hour is kind of tough.
Oh, my God. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to play the song. We're going to say goodbye to you, and then Peter and I will come back, and we'll talk about what we hear, et cetera, et cetera. Marco.
And I hope that for your show in June, when we can talk certainly more about the Tony Awards and stuff, that I may be able to be out of here and come visit you guys in the studio.
Oh, my God, please. I'm going to hope and pray for that. And we'll celebrate right in the studio when you come. How about that?
That sounds fabulous.
Okay. Hey, everybody, say some prayers for the healing of Mark Auerbach, which is a musical that's going to appear on Broadway in about 5 years.
And I plan to have a big dance number. I'm learning to pivot on a couch.
You will in the first scene. You fall down the stairs, and then wake up and you are in your musical lane. I mean, I will write this script. It sounds pretty fantastic.
Wasn't there a movie with Meryl Streep where she falls down the stairs at the beginning of the movie? I think it was called Death Becomes Her.
That's exactly right. Right. That's exactly right.
That's right. That'll be my opening number.
Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful. Hey, Marco, get well. We'll see you next month. And here for your listening pleasure is a song from Tootsie sung by Lily Cooper. It's called Bats in the Attic. I think you're going to like this.
I woke up this morning out of my brain, an unfamiliar feeling like I'm gonna go insane, screaming like a banshee, barking like a dog, like black is white, like day is night, like I'm walking in a total fog. And I'm feeling like a fool, someone's changing all the rules. Bats in the attic, fire in the hole. I can't breathe, I can't sleep, I can't think. Baby, I'm gone, gone, gone. Bees in the bonnet, I'm gonna lose control. Baby, I'm gone, 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 gone. I keep hearing voices, don't know if they're mine. Brain is on vacation, heart is working overtime. Beating like a demon, and I can't make it stop. My mind is bruised, I'm so confused, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And it's all because of you, 'cause you're changing all the rules. Bats in the attic, fire in the I'm gone, gone, gone. Bees in the bonnet, I'm gonna lose control. Got no control. Baby, I'm gone, 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 gone. I'm a runaway train and I'm off the track. 10 pounds of crazy in a 5-pound sack. If 6 were 9, that's how I feel. 3 fries short of a half a meal. I'm bent, I'm broke, I'm dizzy, I'm doped, I'm fried, I'm freaked, I'm bats in the attic. Losing it, fire in the hole. Baby lost her rattle. Yeah, I'm gone, gone, gone. Out of the saddle. Out of control. Lost her soul. Yeah, I'm gone, gone, gone. Bees in the bonnet. Bugs in the nose. I'm not sure I'm coming back, 'cause baby I'm gone, gone, gone. Lights in the windows, but I know nobody's home. Baby I'm gone, gone, gone. Baby I'm gone, gone, gone. Baby I'm gone, 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 gone,
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield. Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University. This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
About this show. Hey, I'm sorry, we're talking here. Wow, it's Tuesday morning. It is May 7th, 2019. We are at Westfield Technical Academy in Studio 120. Is that right? Is that right, Peter?
That's correct.
Peter Coles is behind the board. Jay Pagluka is on the road. And I've got Ken Stomsky, who is sitting in for Denny Akins, who's just left. Kathy Palmer.
You've been saved.
Yeah. Hey, we've been playing Tony Award-winning musicals. You might have a...
I heard that.
Yeah. And Tony Award-winning musicals, you might have written one called Time in Westfield.
Well, I'm not sure if it's an award-winning musical, but it certainly is fun. We're having a blast. We open this weekend. If you want to hear a little bit about Westfield history, or if you don't, if you just like musicals, you want to see projections of early Westfield, or if you don't, you just want to have a good time and fun and laugh, come on down to the Westfield Women's Club. Friday and Saturday, curtain is at 7:30.
7:30, and it's Friday and Saturday at 7:30. Where do you get your tickets?
You can get your tickets at the door, or you can call 562-6838, or you can go online to the Westfield Theater Group.
Well, and Theater Group is spelled R-E-T.
It's R-E, but you know what? If you spell it
T-H-E.
wrong, it will redirect you.
Oh, will it? Okay.
Oh, sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you came over to my house to take a picture in my house.
I did, and I'm
Peter,
not going to tell you where it is.
Yeah.
But I was there before you were, Peter. But Peter, you finally got to be part of the group.
No. Yeah, Peter, actually, Ken Stomsky, you visited my house. What do you think?
After 4.5 years, and I did not have to pay for it.
Really? Yeah. So you sat there in the living room.
That's it, I quit.
Yeah, so Pete's the only one now that hasn't been there.
Oh, he's getting up and he's leaving. Oh, God help us. God help us.
That's okay. He left us on the right camera look.
Yes, yeah. But Kathy was there in the afternoon to take pictures for Time in Westfield.
We have your house there, but I'm not going to tell you where it is.
So you have to go and see which slide is taken in my home.
I took a picture, too, when I was there.
Yeah.
I shared it with Pete.
And you shared it with me.
And I sent your response, too.
I offered
that cannot be read over the air.
Beer, wine, and macaroons. Right.
And his house is gorgeous. Built in what year, Bob?
1760, they say, but I think it's really 1780. Or in that, I may be wrong. I don't know. But it said when we bought the house, they told us 1760, and there was a sign outside that said CA 1760. So you know, if you believe the sign, it was 1760. Circa.
Isn't that usually CI?
No, it's CA.
I don't know.
I'm looking at my historian here.
Yeah, I don't really know.
If I had internet on my tablet here, I'd be able to look that up.
The abbreviation for circa, which means around, is CA period. Yes, Ken. Yeah, so CA 1760.
I need to look this up.
All right.
Yes, you do that.
So, hey, guys.
Hey, Bob.
So, Time in Westfield is a 350th. It will be this weekend and next weekend?
And next weekend. And next weekend, it's going to be on Thursday night because Friday is a closed performance. It's a buyout for the 350 committee.
I gotcha.
So the public probably won't be able to get tickets. As you know, Harry Rock has been planning a lot of activities, and he's expecting there won't be room on Friday night. So we have Thursday night at 7:30, and then Saturday at 2:00. Now the streets,
that's the weekend of May 17th, 18th, and 19th.
And the streets will be closed down, everybody, but there's still a way to get there. Don't let it put you off. Don't think you can't get to us. Main Street and in the back way around your house, around Silver Street. But you can
follow
get there.
the police are going to help people.
There will be signage. They will let you
Signage.
through. Don't panic. And there is plenty of parking. People say, oh, there's no parking downtown. There is. You know, in Westfield, we're used to driving up to the door in the mart, getting out the door and running in.
Right.
You're going to walk, and it's good for you to walk.
Yeah.
Hopefully, cross your fingers. Cross your fingers.
Good
the
weather.
rain is maybe going to be done.
That's right. I think it's now over Iceland. And it's going
If
to
I
leave.
come back from a week out at Vegas to rain, I'm going to murderize somebody.
Oh my gosh. All right. Hey, so Kenny, you are involved. I've got to say to everyone, this is the first announcement. We have a wonderful announcement that Westfield on Weekends has a new president. Jay Pagluka has stepped down. We thank him for all his service. The new president is Amber Danahy.
Nice.
Yeah, and she
do a great job.
Danahy, she is really great, and she's going to be the new president. We have also a couple of new, actually. Ken Stomsky has been voted as a board member for Westfield on Weekends.
They
We're
sucked
thrilled
you
to
in, eh, Kenny?
Yeah.
I did too well with the website for the 350. And Amber was originally the person who sucked me into the 350. And
she did it again?
Yeah, I think between her and Jay and Bob, they sucked me into WoW. So I'm going right from one board to another. I'm not even going to get a break here.
We are so thrilled to have you aboard. We also have Lisa Sunderland Burns, who is the brains behind the Tree Jubilee that we had last year. And she's a really great woman and a great volunteer. We're thrilled. Lisa Sunderland Burns. And we also have Jason Poland, who is this crackerjack person who is in public event planning. He works for a firm out of New York City.
WWE stuff.
Yeah.
Pete, did
and
you hear that?
NASCAR.
Cool.
And he knows how to do it, and he's been teaching me all kinds of things. He's my co-chair for Pumpkin Fest as well, but he is jumped in full throttle.
And I found out that night that we had our meeting. Jason and I think on the same level as well when it comes to marketing and
yeah, it's
and
really
whatnot.
exciting. We are thrilled, and Westfield on Weekends is so happy. Our secretary or our clerk will be Tanya Vancini for this year, as
That's a
well
great job.
as our treasurer is Sue Jegowitz, who again will really help out. And we have two vice presidents. I am a vice president as of
course.
yes, of course. I am the vice president. I'm actually mentor. We both Barbara Trant and I decided that we would get an official position, but there's no official position called mentor, because we have been mentoring since we've been around forever.
Did you
with
say
Westfield.
meddler?
No, meddler might be it. Meddler. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. So Barbara
As
Trant
close
and I
to
are
mental.
vice president.
Meddler in chief.
Yeah, you are.
Right.
Yeah.
So
A mental meddler.
we've got a great new board, and you'll
Yeah,
see
you
all
didn't
kinds
say
of things. Oh yeah, I saw you. Music Fest is our next big event. That's going to happen all summer long on the green, and we are thrilled about that. Then we're working really full throttle on. I've said that twice.
Have a website, don't you?
We do have,
Westfield
thank
on
you,
Weekends, so they can go to for all this?
westfieldonweekends.com, and you watch that website grow and get better and better because of Kenneth Stomsky,
Hey, let's
Esquire.
Let's take our time with that one.
Yes, exactly right. Hey, 7:58 in the morning. Hey, I wanted to play a song from a Broadway musical. Have you heard of the myth about Orpheus and Eurydice? Have you ever heard of that myth?
No.
Who are they?
Oh, I know the myth.
Yeah. The Orpheus is fallen in love, and he is the god of music or whatever. He's fallen in love with his girlfriend, who ends up going to Hades. Hades is the land of the underworld, and actually the land of death, I suppose.
For the love of Hades.
Yeah, yes, exactly right. And there's this great new musical that's been nominated for a Tony called Hadestown. Now, I'm going to play you the opening. It's called The Road to Hades. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. But this is my favorite. If I listen to all of the songs from all of the musicals, a Cajun version and of it has music that is really different, and I love this. The story is really one of those classic stories of man falling in love with woman and wanting to go as far as to hell to bring her back to life. And it's called Hadestown. It's nominated for a Tony. And listen to it and see whether you think it should win a Tony or not. And you can go online and listen to a lot of these musicals. Go on YouTube and Google Hadestown, Tootsie, The Prom, and what's the other show? Oh, Beetlejuice. And you'll see what you can listen and make your own decisions.
Robert.
Yes.
Look at the clock.
Oh, my God.
And look at the mirror when you say Robert.
And yeah, say it 3 times. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Here's the music from Hadestown. It's the opening, Road to Hades. Hey, everybody, get out there and volunteer. See you next week, and thanks for listening.
Once upon a time there was a railroad line. Don't ask where, brother, don't ask where. It was a road to hell. Oh, it was hard times. It was a world of gods and man. It's an old song. It's an old song. It's an old tale from way back when. It's an old song. It's an old song. And we're gonna sing it again. Now on the road to hell there was a railroad line. And there were 3 old women all dressed the same. And they was always singing in the back of your mind. Everybody meet the face. Now on the road to hell there was a railroad station and a man with feathers on his feet who could help you to your final destination, Mr. Hermes. That's me. It's a sad song. It's a sad song. It's a sad tale. It's a tragedy. It's a sad song. It's a sad song. Sing it anyway. Now on the road to hell there was a railroad line and a lady stepping off a train with a suitcase full of summertime. Persephone by name. There was a railroad line on the road to hell. There was a young man down on a bended knee. And brother, thus begins the tale of Orpheus and Eurydice. It's a love song. It's a tale of a love that never dies. It's a love song about someone who tries.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is